Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. We officially have a name now. This is officially the Drag Divas and Dolls podcast. Everyone say hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, so today we're going to be recapping, obviously, episode 2, which was the improv challenge. Last episode, the top two was Irene and Aja, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Aja won the lip sync, so currently she's in the lead. When the girls got back in, I believe that's when they gave each other the points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you guys think about that? Because me personally, I was like, why do you have to tell each other? Like, I wouldn't tell you what my strategy is. Like, the girls straight up were like telling each other. Like, Olivia was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to this, or like, I'm thinking about giving it to Aja because she's my sister. I was like, why would you tell them? Because that just like points like it makes you a target. Like, Irene was smart because she gave it to Phoenix and thinking like doing it as like, oh, she's such a legend, she's such an icon, that's why. No, girl, you're giving to her because she's a booger bitch and she's never gonna win anything else, so might as well give her the charity point, because by that point it's like a wasted point. I would always, if I was in a competition, I would give it to the gutter butt queen. Like, yes, girl, take your flowers because you're not gonna have them on the stage.
I mean, to be honest, I get it, but also I feel like maybe they're doing it to like get brownie points from those queens. Like,
Yeah.
I say, like, for example, oh, I'm gonna give my point to Miss Nanga Panga. It's because I want Miss Nanga Panga to like keep that in the back of her head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They always discuss who it is before or after. They always talk about it. I feel like it's just something I've noticed watching the All-Stars or the seasons that have a different point system compared to the original series. Personally, I felt like this round of point giving was very safe. It was just given to the girl that
Yes.
given it to them in the first place. So
all of the girls that weren't in the top just gave it to each other, so it evened out. Everyone had won.
yeah, I would love to see them give it sort of to like in an unbalanced favor or something that's a bit more emotionally
I
just,
agree.
as opposed to them being logical about it because they're drag queens. Hello.
I feel like I know you already covered this probably, but like that Ice Spice thing that happened, like, babe, if
Did
you
you
take
see? Yeah.
criticism at
Yes.
your big
Oh,
age,
yes.
Thank you.
then
Thank you for
because she
bringing
was
it up.
boring, like,
Yes.
you know, like, okay, your boobs bounced, babe, I can do that too.
And also, what like pissed me off was that like, if you're saying you're like a legendary blah 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 blah, you know, like show it. Like, you haven't shown anything.
Yeah, no,
And
go girl, give us
and
nothing.
Well,
and
she
you
showed
also
something.
I said it to your face. Why did you clap back then?
It wasn't even strong criticism. She literally just said
Yes.
that you just didn't give as much energy as anticipated giving her
Correct.
in Drag Race. It wasn't like a Michelle Visage, Madame LaQueer read. It was literally just stand out more. Well, it's a drag competition. You might as well. You showing your boobs is nothing.
So Olivia gave it to Deja. That was gaggy to me because Olivia was hoo ha haing about like how her and Aja are like this, and then she didn't give Aja the point.
See, I thought she did it because she didn't want to paint a target on her back. I think that was just because it was the first round of point giving, but also you only have 2 rounds of point giving. It's not like it's a full season, girl.
I understand, but then at the same time, I'm like, then what's the point of my alliance with you?
No,
Like, you said you
exactly.
wanted to do an alliance, but then the alliance doesn't benefit me because I should have been. Because if you were in the opportunity to get like you to give points, right? Let's say, for example, if Olivia had been in the top this time, then Aja could have returned the favor. But because she didn't do that, now the alliance is nothing. Because why would Aja give you the point now?
But I don't like Aja's attitude. I just feel like she kind of has like a forced, or not forced, but like when she was trying to like tussle in the workroom.
Oh, with Irene.
Like that was so like, girl, just finish your beat.
See, yeah, that's the only reason I didn't say anything about it, because like he said, it gave scripted. Because this episode, Irene and Aja were literally kikiing.
Yeah,
So I was
exactly.
like, that fight was definitely not real. See, she can like playfully fight, but at the end of the day, she's still friends. But yeah, another thing that was crazy was Aja randomly doing an alliance with Deja too. Do you remember that?
Yes.
But it was like her and Olivia together, and she goes, "We three should make an alliance."
Yes,
I love
Melanation
Aja.
Station.
I love Aja, but in what universe does she think Deja Sky is winning a challenge? If you're gonna alliance with
Oh.
someone, you should alliance with someone who has talent.
I hated
Yes.
Aja's bootleg ass Velma outfit with her whole tummy sticking out.
I
I
love
thought
her
it was
Velma
so
outfit. That was so
funny.
cute.
Yeah.
I want an outfit like that.
Well, maybe let me not speak.
No, you should. This
No,
is
I'm
the
gonna get
podcast speaking.
canceled.
Well, I
Girl,
was
nothing's
gonna
worse than what we said in the first episode.
Girl, this is not giving Velma. It's giving Scooby Doo.
Well,
That was
people
not
would
her
argue
outfit.
that Scooby's skinnier than Aj on the outfit.
Oh,
but,
T.
No, it's not even about skinny. It's about like your hair looks a mess.
Oh!
Your outfit is just not flattering. Like you could have Velma'd it up in a flattering way. And this is coming from a big body Benz, so
But I think going back to Hamza's point about why did Aja speak to Dej about an alliance, I think it's just a numbers thing, like strength in numbers, or it's just fortifying.
yeah.
But the strength is only in numbers if you're strengthening with like
No,
someone
because
who's
if Deja
strong.
also doesn't win, she can't give the points. If she wins, she can't give a point. So at least if she doesn't win, at least Aja can count her to give her a point
Oh,
potentially.
Or
my
maybe
God.
she'll backstab her later in the season.
You're so
From
smart. I didn't think
last
about
episode.
that. Yes, if you're a loser, you always get to give away a point.
Yes, that's why Aja was saying that.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
so
you're
they
so
can support
smart. I
each
did not
other.
clock that. That is so smart. I did not clock that at all.
Back to the workroom
Yes.
look, since Miss Yara already sort of brought it up. Can
Yeah.
I just say I really feel like Bosco's nailed that workroom everyday chic female.
Everyday puss, girl. Yes.
Yes. The water is clear, the fish are shiny.
You know whose water was not clear though? Deja Sky, because Deja Sky looked like fucking Freddy Krueger in the ensemble that she had on with a fucking
Deja
cute
reminds me
fedora.
of Patrick Star.
That's crazy.
That's so
No,
insulting. to
I'm
Patrick.
serious.
Girl,
That's
one
literally
size is
Patrick
not
Star.
Deja. Deja was two
Patrick Star,
sizes.
girl.
No, that is literally Patrick Star. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Girl, she looks like Mr. Potato Head.
I actually love one size.
Yes, she loves his setting spray.
Keep talking
Sure.
about it more, Diva. Give us a PR.
Yeah, but she's comparing him to Deja Sky. We're not getting
What's
the
wrong
PR.
with her? I like her.
Let's write with her quickly. 3 reasons right now.
Her hating on Aja and then liking the potato head bitch is crazy. Yara loves an ugly, humbled bitch. But she hates an overconfident pretty girl.
No, I hate an overconfident average girl. If you're average, let's keep it cute. Okay? Because when I have to stare at your picture for 5 minutes to recognize who you are,
Okay, let's forget the Instagram.
okay?
Then they did that stupid ass mini challenge or whatever the fuck that was.
Can I
ball?
just
They were-
say, I'm
Yes.
I'm sure there must be like an employee satisfaction thing because the fact that the pit crew hasn't changed since I last watched the
Oh,
show
yeah.
in like that 5-6 years is crazy to me. And they look the same. Like I don't know if they have Botox or Retinol or whatever RuPaul has put them
Probably
on.
all
They
in
look the
both.
same, which is insane.
Yes.
So props to the pit crew for not aging like men. But I think you said something really good, which was the girls that had filler had more advantage because
Yes!
they had more grip over the ball to slide up and down.
Yes, girl, they've had practice, girl. I'm sure they've had balls on their flotation.
They've all
devices
had
all the time.
practice. It's like some had just better tools to work with.
It was Phoenix's challenge to win, and she couldn't even win that. That's when I knew this booger bitch ain't winning nothing. Because if you
Why
can't
are
win
we
the challenge
calling
designed
Phoenix
for
a
you,
booger bitch?
because she is the booger bitch. Look at her. She looks like
old
like the
lady?
female gremlin. Like every single time, Phoenix is so confused about every challenge. Any challenge that's happening, she's so confused.
Yeah, it's the
And she's
dementia
also not.
surgery.
And she was also not taking it seriously. She's like, I'm just here to have fun, girl.
Yes.
You're not here to have fun. Actually, if I was on that stage after fucking 15, 16, some crazy years like that, I'm not going there to have fun. I'm gonna have something to prove, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? Don't underestimate the bitch from season 2, because that's what Manila did when she did All Stars. Her season was what 3, right, with Raja.
Yes.
She could have been like, oh, I'm just here to. No, she showed those bitches up, and that's why they took her out.
I also just have a call out for I think this is after the mini challenge, is why is Deja spraying a mannequin head? Like it was just
Oh my god, that
Ah,
moment
Rosie
was so
Neighbor,
funny. That
love
moment
me.
took me out. When she said when Asha was like, "Why are you spraying the head?" and she goes, "Just trying to butt into conversation."
No, honestly, so real. So
That was
real.
so funny. That was the one moment of Deja's that I was like, you know what? Maybe you're funny. The context
um
for this was the fight that Bosco and Olivia had. I don't know if you guys paid attention. Remember when we were watching it, we missed it. So the line that Bosco said that sent Olivia into orbit. I will read you verbatim, okay? The context is Olivia was doing that whole bit where she was looking like Patrick Star with that turban on her head with the crystal ball, and she was saying, remember when the girls were like making fun of her doing accents, and then she was like, "Well, watch, I'm gonna be in the top two." So then Bosco says, "Well, then you know she's not psychic." That's all Bosco says. That is it. That is the one line that Olivia took and she ran with. She ran all throughout the entire orbit. She went to South Africa. She swam through the river. She somehow ended up in India. She went through the Golden Gate Bridge. She went through every single country, every single continent. She saw all the seven wonders of the world, and then she landed on this.
Olivia, like, isn't her whole thing like, I never stand up for myself. I'm like a victim. Like, I am always like,
I
like, girl, shut up.
but it's also like know when to stand and know when to sit because there was no reason
Yeah.
to stand up for yourself over a very like
Minute problem.
shady. Well, it's not even that shady. It was just a very like teasy line. It wasn't like Bosco was saying your makeup is bad, your hair is
It's
chopped.
normal. Like this is normal. Like girls on Drag Race have said worse and been
Yes.
friends. Bianca said horrendous things to those girls, and all
Well,
of them
Bianca
still
was
love
also an
Bianca.
insult comment. Like she came in saying she was going to insult people and make it funny.
Okay, but Bosco's shady.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Bosco
yeah.
never
No, I
claimed to
agree with
be like
you.
a congenial girl. So that's my thing. Is like either establish that, but then that completely makes it weird because I feel like if you're in a competition like this, it's kind of free for all. Like you're letting them take the piss out of you a little bit, and you can do the same.
Yes, and it's
But if we
very
get
like
butthurt, then that like changes the atmosphere. Now everyone moving forward will be like, "Oh, let me wait before what I'm gonna say to Olivia because we don't know if she's gonna take it there." You know?
yeah. And it's also dry culture. Like you do throw a little bit of
Yes.
shade here and there. And this wasn't like it was a genuinely shady comment.
She does ballroom now. If anything, ballroom is like 10 times harsher than whatever
Yeah.
Drag Race could do to you. They give you full chops. You could look like the best like diva ever, and they will humble you so quick. So like if you're used to that cutthroat environment, how did this tiny little comment? There must be something else going on there that maybe we're not aware of because I did not think that that tiny little comment deserved all that. We can get on to the challenge now, yes? So the challenge for this week was an improv challenge, and I believe it was like a kind of like a knives out, like murder mystery moment.
Mhm.
And then all of them had like different personas that they
Yeah.
had to do. Yeah, this was quite a fun challenge in terms of like how they presented it. I personally love like murder mystery shit, so I was like, oh, it'll be fun to like have Drag Race do a
Mhm.
take on this. I don't think it's quite unique from like the challenges that they've done before, so I did like that they did at least attempt to like switch it up a little bit.
I really like Aja. I
Oh,
thought
after
she
all
did.
this hate for Aja, all of a
No,
sudden we
I
love
thought
her.
she did well, but like the makeup and hair was meh. It's
I'll
giving
wait for you to
Galinda in
finish.
Wicked. No color, no life. I hate it.
I will have to disagree. I think I said this to you when we were watching it. I loved this beat on Aja. It was
I like
very
the wig a
soft,
lot as
feminine. I
well.
like the wig a lot. This is the wig for her. Like the volume was so nice, especially because like from like the previous runway where I was shitting on her like chop wig. I like this volume on Aja. It reminds me of like the older Aja wigs, and
Mhm.
I really like that. This soft beat in like the sea of severe makeup that we got. It was refreshing.
With Aja's, to me, I pretty much was aligned with what the judges said, where that she fell a bit flat, and I agree she kind of
Mm-hmm.
did. I think there were points where you could see her trying to add more intensity to the character where needed, but it honestly, to me, was just kind of like it didn't stick the way she wanted it to. I also just wanted to say, I guessed who the killer was before they even revealed it.
You
It
did. That
was
was gaggy.
Yes, I think because there was already a nail next to her, so I was like, oh, it already been pushed
She
out
said
over the course.
context clues.
How do
Yes,
you look into this much detail?
girl, I look
Girl,
at every
yes, I was
detail.
distracted by Botcharella over there. I could not even focus.
Mozzarella is crazy. It's not giving like an actual drag queen on a challenge on RuPaul. This looks like the drag club I'm gonna go to in Thailand when a random bitch starts getting on that stage. Like, this is
I think we'll
not
have more
giving
makeup.
And
RuPaul.
Aja will launch something out of her pussy at you too.
Okay, and I'll catch it and I'll bring it back for you. Yeah.
Another note that I had was that like I don't know if you remember like watching All Stars 3 where she did the Bachelor one, which was also like similar. It was an improv
Yeah.
challenge. I did think some of her acting actually reminded me of her character on that because that was like more of like a whiny little, like, oh my god, like so is me, help me. And she did
Mhm.
the same here. She obviously she plays a double role because she at first she plays the innocent girl and then she's like, no, actually I was the bitch the whole time. So
Mhm.
that was a fun little thing to have that thing, but it did give me hints of like her previous performance. Also, one more thing that we will be adding this time that we didn't last time is we're also going to give them mop or flops in the challenge.
And if she's in the middle, can I give her a bucket?
A ping
Yeah,
pong?
that's good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give them a
I would give
bucket.
her a bucket in this.
I would give her a flop.
I would give her a flop too. She just didn't stand out to me in this
Wow, so you
episode.
guys call me the hater, but you guys are
Well,
telling me.
see, we're brown Daisy girls, so and she has a Daisy name, so we can
Tree.
say it.
That's
That's
true.
our
Aja,
correlation.
aja.
Okay, and I'm FTM. I'm in her community.
She's MTF?
Okay, doesn't matter. MTM, FTF, FFA, we're all the same.
What's the
FFA,
FFA, girl?
What is a BFA?
Oh, Bachelor in Fine Arts.
Yes.
Well, maybe if you were FTM, you would know. But you're not.
Babes, I'm already an M going to TF at this point. Like, what do you mean? Let's transition to the next queen, yes.
Yes. So Phoenix was next.
Oh,
I will just start. At first, Phoenix looked like Gandhi to me.
that's crazy. But now
When
I
they had a
kind of
close,
see it in this.
yeah,
in this
when they did a
one.
close up of her face, she looked like Gandhi. I don't like her. This is not a surprise to anyone. I don't like Phoenix. I hate a whiny bitch. And also in this challenge, she didn't perform at all. I maybe let's fucking like blame the fillers or whatever, but her expression was the same. Now I don't know if that's because of her botched fillers, and you can't have any change in expressions. Like her face can't move like 2 inches. She's like those botched Mycene dolls where you could do the expressions from the back. I don't know if that's the
Have
case.
faces?
What?
Yeah, but except this is a drab face girl. A flop
Let me
face is for
see.
her. But yeah, this was horrible. Like it was so one note. Like someone said this on the panel. They said that there was no like peaks and valleys, and I agree. Like she
Mhm.
started at one note and she ended at one note. I started bored and I ended bored.
I skipped her.
So I have the same critiques as both of you. She just didn't stand out to me. Also, looking at the screen cap you provided us here, she's low-key giving Trinity again. That's my second Trinity counter lookalike because I don't know what it is about her with the brown wig and botch filler.
Literally.
She's giving low rent Trinity. Her acting here, literally, it reminds me of that scene from A Cinderella Story with Jennifer Coolidge, where she's like, "I would show emotion, but I can't. I can't show emotion for 1 more hour thanks to my Botox."
It's a flop
Bucket.
for me. You
A
think
bucket's
Phoenix?
crazy.
Actually, flop.
Yes. I love how you had
Flop.
to ask us. Yeah, it
But
is a flop for
floppier
me
than
as
Aja,
well.
just so we're making sure.
By this point in the acting challenge, I think we both said this, but RuPaul's acting is eating the girls up in this.
Eating the girls
That
up.
and what is it with Carson Cressy being DL trade? That's DL trade, Yara.
Sorry?
I gagged. I didn't know it was Carson. He prayed straight so well. I was actually gagged.
But Carson was really in his mask bag, and that's
Yes.
because Carson is a very girly, fruity man. I love that for him.
Femiana.
FTM the house down.
Yes, your inspo is gonna be on her mood board now.
RuPaul was eating the girls down. Her little Charlie Chaplin mustache. Loved.
Yes, her Inspector
Please.
Clouseau, her Inspector Puso.
Yeah, she's about to find the Pink Panther diamond. Let's move on to Miss Deja Sky.
What really bugged me, and I know it's part of the character, is the way that damn
The
lash
lash.
stuck. It's not, it doesn't even look like it fell off. It looks like it's deliberately glued on, which it was, but it ruins the illusion. This look is giving cougar. I will give her that. I don't think it's not far from her ballpark of style. So, she's not really going out of her comfort zone here. But I will say the orange circus collar and ruffles are a little visually assaulting. But when am I not visually assaulted by this girl? She loves a distinct circle blush or circle highlight, but it looks
Yes.
so bad to me. It's like dragging her face down. Her acting here, I know the judges said it was good. I personally did not see it. I felt like the only thing that was quote unquote good was her like gripping Rupanjali's thigh, Inspector Puso's thigh, and I was like, girl, it just looked so forced and so uncomfortable.
I kind of disagree with you though, because I feel like when like you can be like a hot, sexy cougar, or you can be a mess cougar, which is why I actually think she didn't do as bad. Like I agree with the judges, she did better than she thought she did.
Mm-hmm.
Her makeup, I don't love it. I agree with you, like the lash is too perfectly placed to like look like
Mm-hmm.
it fell off or whatever. The thing that you were explaining about the blush slash highlight,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to me, and I'm pretty sure she wasn't going for this, I feel like the makeup fits the character only because to me it looks bad. So I think like, okay, this is an older
Oh,
cougar
yes.
who thinks like this is like mugged down, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I think it works. But
Mm-hmm.
as a look, it's bad. I hate the red with the orange suit, with the damn purple highlight, the non-existent brows, and that like
Right.
I just feel like it's giving cougar, yes, but I don't think she was going for that.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be Deja Sky's defense attorney this episode
Oh.
because I like the makeup. The cheek thing, I do agree. It looks sweaty. Like I hate when people put highlight right on like their apples. It just looks sweaty. You look sweaty. It doesn't look like highlight. It looks sweaty. I do agree about the lash. I think it would have been smarter if she put the lash somewhere on her outfit. That would have been more natural. And then she just sort of
Mm-hmm.
like like she got up and then the lash fell off from like her collar or something. That would have been so much funnier than what she did. And I actually loved her eye shape in this. It's so different to like what she does usually. I love this like sultry darker eye makeup on her. I think it suits her better when she does this particular eye shape with this like brow that's like almost like she's angry. Um and the only critique I have is similar to what Yara was saying, was that like I think if she went the route of what Bendela Creme did for hers, they would have immediately compared her to hers and been like, well, if you're playing that character, this queen did it first, this queen did it better. I
Mm.
think she was smart for going a completely different direction, like Yara said, of where she's like a more like messy cougar, not like a like, oh, I'm hot for you, cougar. Obviously, she could have done a lot better, which is why to me she was mid. But I don't think she was absolutely horrible. Her backing up her puss on RuPaul was crazy though.
It was a lot to watch, yes.
Yeah, and then RuPaul was like big pussy, and I was like, girl, she puts a big in big pussy. But but yeah, for me, I would give this I'd give this a bucket.
See, I was gonna say flop, but I think after hearing both of your criticisms, I'm gonna give it a bucket too, because it wasn't the
Agreed.
worst. I think I also am just very I think I see Deja and I go into fight or flight mode. So I get really
Yeah,
scared.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to take the lead, because I know we're going to be talking about her for an
Okay,
hour.
I'll go
I
first.
hate it. It's like a sight
Oh!
for sore eyes. The outfit is I hate it. I can't tell if she's wearing a hat or a wig or whatever. The makeup I love. I love the makeup. I think it's like very like in line with the character. I love the boobs obviously, but I hate the outfit. I think it's giving creative minds, DIY. Like I hate it so much. It's such a cheap looking, like that necklace is off of Timu.
I think what the headpiece is more of like a turban that they would wear
Yes.
around in the 30s for that type of style of performance. So I don't think it's hair. It's like the turban that is sort of also
Also, you
kind
can
of,
see her little hair tendrils coming up.
yeah. So I think it's a mixture of both, but I think it's a turban because of the headpiece on top, the silver part that then covers the rest of it. To me, this is like a pretty accurate. Was she a cabaret? Sorry, this is like a pretty accurate cabaret look.
Yeah, she was
I
supposed to be like an
think.
evil cabaret bitch.
Yeah, I think to sort of talk about the team and the costumey part of it, I mean, it is more of a costume challenge, so I don't mind that this is more costumey because it isn't meant to be as accurate, as realistic as possible. She is playing a character, she's in a costume, and this is sort of the setting for it. So I feel like this is the only time I would allow it to be so costumey. And
Hmm.
even then, I still think the proportions are nice. I mean, she's known for having like sharper, clean, and tailoring elements in her drag. Whether it's her best here is debatable, like you said, but I still think she looks great. I think makeup 8 down, obviously. And then I think more so the outfit and the look, what really captivated me was her performance here. I mean, she was the only one to make RuPaul break
Break
character
character.
improv with the whole eye peeking thing, lying about the eye that she's blind and then saying she has
That was
glaucoma
so funny.
all in the same sentence is so funny. And it takes a certain level of wit and like brain power to reference those three things in succession very successfully. She just has like a knack for this sort of type for this type of humor and
And
comedy.
also adding to that, I think that like whenever you can make RuPaul laugh is such an accomplishment after this many seasons. Like I'm sure
Yes.
she's seen it all, heard it all. So if you can make him
And
break character,
I know less in an improv where she's probably trying even harder to not break character for the sake of
correct.
having a flow with the
Continue, yes.
entire filming. That whole I think when she said glaucoma, I started pissing myself. It was so funny. It came out of nowhere. Um, yeah, I mean, she's probably like, my favorite. Like, she's definitely like top two from this acting challenge.
Okay, so I'm gonna suck Bosco's tits for another episode. Obviously, I think this look is perfection. This is not like the runway challenge. So I first of all, I'm not expecting these girls to like go all out for like challenge looks because like why would you spend that much like money trying to perfect a challenge look? And also considering like that these girls were not told that these roles were being presented. The fact that she had this sitting in her wardrobe and still fit like made it fit to her character was like who else? Because like we saw, Aja was not able to do that, and yeah. So for me, I'm like, if we're like thinking that like that one's too pedestrian, then this one's perfect for me. The jewelry, I do agree, but I also think like drag jewelry always comes off that way. Like drag jewelry never looks expensive to me. She was actually my favorite from the challenge, and also like the bit where she starts horribly singing also sent me through the roof.
You're so right. I think I was also cackling at that. I wasn't expecting that, but that was so good.
Like I will say, I think I'll give it a mop just because overall cohesive one out of all of them. Like
Yeah,
the makeup was good, the outfit, I guess I'll give it a pass. The acting, the humor, like
a definite mop for me as well.
Oh, a huge mop, girl, with an extra bucket on the side.
You have to say what you have to say about Irene because you said something while we
Yes.
were watching.
So let me get into all of it. I'll put that comment in there. So Irene, I think, is my biggest contender for this challenge. I think she might have been my favorite because I love her look. I think aesthetically too, I love a big feather boa. I also love a ton of blush. I also do it in my makeup, maybe not to her extent, but you know, I love all the pink on her face. So I'm like, I feel seen represented by her in this look. Her acting was phenomenal. I think this is really where that two role personality, she did that so well. The expression, the change in voice, the southern accent. I will
Mm-hmm.
say, this is the comment I think you were talking about. There are points in her acting where she does this intense gaze that looks exactly like the gaze Yara does. And I think for 2 seconds, I was like, is that Yara on my screen? I had to, I wrote it in my notes immediately. Like, this is literally Yara if she did drag. This is exactly how she would look doing it. The hair is gorgeous. I feel like we've had a lot of issues with hair gel and hairstyling in the last episode
Yes.
from other people that I agree with now after looking at it again. But it's good to see the hair is laid and it's just styled so perfectly. Yeah, no notes besides ones I just gave. No bad notes.
I love the boobs. Love a massive boob.
Of course, the
Like,
queen of boobs.
You
You
feel
have to approve
seen,
them.
exactly.
yes.
It's like she took them directly from your chest and put them on. I think this is stellar. I was like actually shocked because I did not realize that like Irene could paint human mugs good too, because we've seen her do the alien looks. So I was actually like, I think that's why it hit harder, because I was like, oh my god, this bitch can turn it in like a human mug too. She doesn't always need to do the alien. She's the one that understood the brief of her character the best. So for me, she did have like the second best performance after Bosco, just because I preferred Bosco's more because it felt more improv. I think Irene's was really good, but it did feel more like she was prepared, if that makes sense. Like she already had like bits and pieces in her head that she's like, oh, I'm gonna make this joke and I'm gonna do this. So she did it and it flowed well. Whereas like Bosco's was like more off the cuff. So I think maybe that's why I enjoyed it more. Overall, mop down.
Same. Love.
Mop with a smaller bucket of clean water.
Next up, we have Olivia Lux.
I don't think she did horrible. Like, I don't think it was bad. I feel like definitely she wasn't familiar. Like, you can tell that she was like a little out of her game. Why is she wearing cleaning gloves? I don't know. The makeup, I feel like for her character could have been more like smoky, mysterious vibes. Like, I definitely feel like she could have leaned into like the theatrical part of it more.
For me, in the wise words of Jisoo, not bad, but not good. I literally forgot she was even in this challenge until you showed me the screen cap right now. Because I thought we were done with this portion. I was like, okay, great, let's go on to runway.
You know what's funny? You said this for her last week too.
Forget she's there. All I remember is I like her runway from last episode, and that's it. And then her beefing with Bosco. But I forgot she was in here, and that's how I feel about the challenge. The only thing I like is the sequined sort of veil headpiece, because I think it's just like oh, I'm gonna say hijab girl, because half her hair showing. But that's like the only thing. I think I liked the tones of her outfits. I do like earth tones and browns in my wardrobe too, so I liked seeing that. Yara has a good point about the gloves looking like cleaning gloves. I actually do want to know if they are cleaning gloves or not, because they look latexy.
Olivia looked a damn mess. Okay, first of all, I guess Miss Sharinder got her wish about her looking like Aishwarya Rai in the last episode.
Crazy.
She put on a dupatta this time to fully bring that full circle moment. You know what's crazier? Why does she have on gloves that have caca on them? They look like they were fisting gloves. It looks like she entered someone and they painted, girl. Look at the tips of those fingers, brown. That's crazy. Putting on fisting gloves for a psychic is crazy. You couldn't foresee you were about to get painted. But yeah, that was crazy, especially because I also don't think that this look particularly goes with, like, she was supposed to be an old busted psychic lady. Why does an old busted psychic lady have 301s on, a purple halo eye, and like blush down? And how does this bitch know how to do that lip combo? She attempted to put some wrinkles on, but then she didn't commit at all. Like, it's like she put them on and then she was like, you know what? I don't want to look too ugly, even if the character calls for it. And that's my issue, is like, I think Olivia is too focused on looking pretty in the face. And then she forgets about the rest of everything. Because when it came to the performance, it was not as horrible as Phoenix, but like, it was not good. Like, to me it felt like Olivia was just being Olivia. And then there were some moments that were so awkward because you could tell that RuPaul was trying to like, you know, like throw her a bone and give her something to play with, but she completely would shoot them down and was so committed to this like weird, strange bit that she was doing that I was like, girl, if someone's trying to volley with you in an improv, you're supposed to yes and, you're not supposed to shoot it down. So yeah, overall, she was, girl, floppity flip flop.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand her the flop.
I will also give her a flop. I genuinely forgot she was here until you reminded me.
This is the moment where they get back, remember? And then fucking Deja is crying about how she thinks that she did bad and all this and blah, 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 blah. And then Boss goes in the back, half mugged, being like, "No, sister, you weren't
My
booger."
favorite.
Imagine mugging next to an ugly bitch crying.
I remember that scene. I was cackling so hard. That's how I feel talking to some people where they just
Please.
washed and busted. I'm sitting there mugged down, hair laid, makeup done. I'm like, okay, now what? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I think they do that twice. They show her literally just listening to this twice, and she just has her eyeshadow snatched up to her forehead. And I'm like, girl, you're so real. Like, you're the most relatable queen out of the bunch for me.
Also, I wrote it down in this. I would not do an alliance with any of you. I know these girls that talk about doing an alliance if you're friends or whatever. I would not. Sorry, not doing an
Why?
alliance with any
No, no,
of
no.
you.
You said you would not unless you were doing well.
Yes, unless you win a challenge, then all of a sudden you're my
Why is
bestie
that
again.
exactly?
I'm sorry, I'm not doing. First of all, also that's stupid. Why would I put a target on yours and my back? If we ally and if people know we're besties going in, they're definitely gonna team up against us, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, they're
I
already
mean, we
working
don't
together."
have to act like we're besties, but I feel like I wouldn't do an alliance with Miss Nanga Panga
That's crazy. You also
simply
out me.
because of the fact that every time we've played a game, Miss Panga over here comes after me. I feel like I would definitely have an alliance with Miss Nurinder's mother.
Love.
Maybe Miss Churel.
Well,
But
he just
yeah,
said
I don't know
no.
about Miss Hamza Pamza.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't ally with any of you. Um, I would ally with Yara when it came to the makeover challenge. I would ally with Miss Angel if it came to like a ball. I would ally with West if it was like a roast. And I would ally with Cheryl if it was like improv because I feel like we both like would be fun to like banter off of. But yeah, other than that, I would not because first of all, I don't want to hear your whining if you're doing bad. Don't come to me being like, "Oh, girl, save me now." I'm not gonna save you. If you're doing bad, you're going home. This is not a Roxy Andrews lend me your ugly rhinestone top and I'll save you moment. If you're booger, girl, you're going home. And actually, if you have more wins than me, I will be the one to send you home.
Please!
All right, so let's start with Mother Ru, Miss Rupanjali herself. She redeemed herself hard after last week. Like the wig, you tore her a new one for the wig, and she picked up the pieces of that torn wig and she gave you this coiffed thing, which is so cute. Like I love the little like pin curl things. Okay, it's still a little ratty looking. Let me just say that there needs to be more hairspray so you can't see as much like fraying hair everywhere. But the wig looked cute. She put on bigger lashes for me. Thank God. Because I was over the fucking Ardell she put on last time. She looked pussed down. I love this like mesh metallic, like one shoulder and the other shoulder had like a chain strap, right? And then she had, you can't see it in this picture, but she had her thigh out as well. And it like hugged her so well. And the way that they've like draped it across her body is like really, really nice. I will say, now that I'm looking at the picture again, the only thing that pisses me off is the fact that the earrings are not the same shade of blue. that's pissing me off a little. But other than that, girl, Mother looks good, and she got her Pink Panther ring on again.
I agree. I think it's cute. I hate the earrings, not because they don't match, but because their aesthetic is so different. Like you're wearing like glam, Donatella Versace dupe, and you're wearing boho beach crease earrings. Like, where's the cohesion in that?
For me, I really liked this look. One thing I love about Rue's runways is she will always eat up a gown every time because it's always fitted to her body. So I'm so happy we got that classic RuPaul snatched gown. The shade
Yes.
is gorgeous. This like azure, like sapphire-ish. The
So
hair is
disappointing.
finally decent. I'm quite happy.
Yes.
Especially after last week's windswept emu was massacred. I'm glad that she finally has a gorgeous, like icy blonde wig that goes so well with the blue of the dress.
Virginia.
I do have the same comment about the earrings that they could have been either the same shade. I also
Mm-hmm.
think just do like bigger diamonds to go with the diamond on her finger is much
100%.
more complimentary and just more
She could have
classic.
even done a gold to match like the chain on the strap. Like,
Yes, like a golden diamond would have been nice
yeah.
to do both, but that was my only little critique.
But the theme for this runway was coming and going, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and first up, we have Miss Olivia Lux. I actually did not like clock on the runway, but I believe this is supposed to be like an homage to like
Billie Holiday.
with like the
Mm-hmm.
flowers. And also, I also didn't clock that she had a microphone in her hand, and that's supposed to be like the wiring around the dress. That's actually so smart. I
No, I
only
love
realize
it.
that now. I love the contrast of like the flowers, like and how like big and draggy they are with like the velvet, and that she didn't do anything else to the velvet. I love like the cleanness of just like a one like tone black velvet with the flowers on the back. So I thought this is quite good. Loved the hair for once. Her hair did not look like hay. It was so cute and sculptural, and I love that she carried through the flowers from her dress to the hair. The makeup, she always looks good. She's never looked bad in the face to me. And I also love that she like did not over accessorize either, because I feel like drag queens like tend to do that sometimes. She just kept like a earring that was cute, very sleek, very simple, and yeah, loved everything. The back was what was gaggy because I didn't clock. Like obviously, I only noticed when she turned around and it was like completely full of flowers. That was lovely.
Yes, I have the same thoughts. I love this look. I love the microphone detailing being the sculpture in the front. Hair is laid, face is painted down boots. No, I love
And it's
this
not the
stuff.
painted gloves this time.
Yes, she painted her face, not the gloves. Um, no, I love this look a lot. I love the flowers in the back. I love the velvet. Again, I love when drag queens can do a more I'm like sleek look because I feel
Yeah.
like they love to be over the top and too camp. And I'm like, as a fashion girl, I like when there's more sleekness and chicness in a look.
Mm-hmm.
And very few queens can do that, in my opinion. This look is one of them. Like, she looks stunning. The velvet is hitting the light perfectly. The flowers look expensive and gorge. No, this is a no notes look for me from this episode. Like, I absolutely love it. The only thing is maybe I'm just traumatized by red lip and all these recent releases of dolls. But I'm just like, maybe let's not do a red lip all the time. But I will let it pass on this because I think it adds drama to the look. But I feel like personally, I would not do a red lip. That's just my thing.
Yeah, no, I love it too. I don't really have any notes. I feel like she has a very unique face, and I love when divas that have unique faces like go that pretty like route instead of trying to make it like exaggerated, or you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I love it. I really, really love the dress. The hair ate. I loved the mic. I honestly only noticed it when Michelle said it.
Yeah.
No notes from me. Love.
So it's gonna be a mop for me. I think it's mops from you guys as well.
Yeah.
A big mop with a big bucket of flowers. Yes.
We
That
have
one.
Bosco.
Oh my
Girl,
God.
when and I just noticed now, look, there's fucking candles near the coffin. I didn't
Yes.
even
What do you
see it
mean
when I
you
saw the
didn't
episode.
notice? They
I
panned
didn't,
from
girl,
down
there was
to up.
Yara, there was so much to see because first she came down the runway and it was just the coffin. You couldn't even see her. And then
Yeah.
she turned around, it was her. And then she stepped out and then she was pushed down. And then she had these like feather little things that were
What's
like
the
hanging off her.
house?
Love this. I love a bitch that does a reference well. Like I remember clocking her last episode for like doing the Mugler one that was too overdone, but this is what I mean. If you can make it yours, I will love it because this was a reference to Elvira and Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice, but this was done like in such a Bosco way that I was absolutely obsessed. Obsessed with the way that she did the hair. This little like this little funky hair on her. I love when a pretty girl like does like hair that would look stupid, you know?
This look to me, again, no notes. Bosco is really one of my favorite like fashion girls from this season. I love the coffin. To me, it was giving Dracula, Monster High, the was like super secrets, like little coffin ones, like the extreme ones
Yes.
in. I said this one chewed, unlike those $5 knockoffs. Yes, I love the cinch detailing. That's just a little out of camp that I
Mm-hmm.
love with drag. I also really loved how she was interacting with the judges. So I liked that, she was joking with Rue to like give her the coffin afterwards, just leave it on the stage and then she can walk off. Just a nice little touch that I think adds all the extra charm to a runway presentation. Love all of this. I generally have no other notes, other than I would love that coffin as my new bed.
No, but Boots, I like hers as well. It's definitely like a heavily inspired slash tribute look. But I
Mm-hmm.
think she it's not my favorite, like it's not my favorite one out of the bunch. But I think on like a base level of like she did the job well, yes, Boots.
Okay, mop from me for sure for this. For sure, for sure, for sure.
Mop.
A big juicy mop with a big bucket of blood and candles and satanic water.
We have Miss Deja Sky. You guys can go because I think my opinion is going to be completely different from you guys.
My issue with this is the color palette. Everything to me is reading as JoJo Siwa at times, Gem the holograms.
That's crazy.
Times JoJo Siwa X Gem the hologram. Sorry, I I'll give points for the structure of the outfit, sure, but the color palette's throwing me off. You can sort of see it here, but that golden blush circle is again on her face. I don't like it. I will give her the pink in the eye area, sure. I like the blending there. I don't like a purple lip. Don't like her JoJo ponytail with an afro little curly thing at the end. I just do not like this look at all. It's very scary Mary to me. Generally do not want to sound like I have it out for her, but this girl does not make it easy for me to give her any good points. So
I think the outfit is cool. I didn't see it coming. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I hate the hair. I don't like the makeup. It's too like it's not good avant-garde. It's like, okay, whatever that is. The shoes I hate because like Miss Tangapanga said you can't see them. I also feel like the dress should have been either longer or shorter. It's kind of an awkward length. But I do like the dress. Like I think it's cool.
And like I said, this is my episode to be Deja Sky's defense attorney because I absolutely disagree. I think she slayed the house down boots with this. I think the clear shoes actually work because she's supposed to be like a flower. And because she's wearing the like clear shoes, it looks like the flower's floating. I love the hair too. The hair is supposed to be like the center of the flower where it's like protrudes out. I think it's like a very
Looks like
specific
a
flower that she's
dust
doing.
thingy.
Please.
like the
But I think
stamen?
yes. So that's what it's supposed to like emulate. And what I loved is like the front gives like origami, like the back of the flower. But then when she turned to the back, from the back, girl, that gagged me because the how pretty the actual flower was from the back. It was just stunning. And it was a complete 180 because the front was so colorful and the back she kept it clean with like black petals, and then the emerging flower from between was this like sunsetty orange color, and the fucking flowers rhinestoned from its edges to the center. I was obsessed with this. This is the best Deja's look to me. She could have done no wrong at that runway. I know you want to mop the floor with her hair, but for this look, I give her a mop down. This was my second favorite look of the night after Bosco's.
I would say it's a flop, but I will give this flower that we're seeing, the sunburst flower, a mop. But that's like separate without it being added to the look.
So are you giving her a bucket? I think you should give her a bucket.
No, you know what? I'll give her a chipped bucket. Like it's flopping, but there's like a little bit there.
A bucket that has holes in it.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Like a really worn down ratty bucket.
No, I think it's a small bucket.
Okay, next up we have Miss Irene.
Love.
And she's doing this like
Yes.
politician Republican does alien look, which was so camp. Her like literally in this free frame where she's splitting her head open to reveal the alien is so camp. And the fact that the little alien's hands moved on that runway was
So good.
so camp.
So cute.
This was amazing. And the fact that she kept it like very like one note in terms of this like tailored suit moment in the front, which was like all red from the head to like her toes, loved.
Yes, I think she was recreating Hillary Clinton's suit, which is why it's that full pantsuit moment. But I love this. I love camp. I love that she stuck to her branding in a very different angle than we've seen so far, with her just not being green. And having a little alien Ashley inside, such a
Yes,
great
that was so smart.
and a great tie back to her name and her branding of drag. I love the pantsuit. I feel like it's a little bit of like the Fifth Element meets Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love that she, had stayed true to the theme, but then also added on this element of mind control and aliens on top of it. It just adds this like nice
Mm-hmm.
layer to the look and the depth. And again, I'm really happy that we're seeing so much of her because we didn't get to see this potential. I feel like she's one of those queens that we truly did miss the potential on in her original season.
I don't know. I just don't love like the red. I know you said you loved the red from head to toe. I don't, because I feel like when she first came out, it was like, oh, this is boring. The head reveal, gooped and gag. The back was cute, love it. But I just feel like the red on red on red on red is like too much red.
Yeah, but overall, it was a mop for me just because, like, I feel like also, like, because of how many seasons in we are, the fact that, like, you can still come up with a unique concept is quite difficult. So the fact that she, like, leaned into her branding, even with, like, the limitations of the runway, yeah, it was mop down for me.
It's an intergalactic mop for me, girl.
It is a mop, definitely.
Yes. Next, we
Aja
move on to
Rita.
Aja. So Aja's, I did like. There, I will say there are some parts of it that I am not the biggest fan of. The boots hate. I've never hated a boot more. I think it cheapens the look. This like AliExpress metallic thigh high. I just don't think that it went. I think it would have been more like puss for her to like do a pump with this. That was like just a red pump, maybe even black, even fucking gold at this point, but not this shifty little metallic fabric. But I will say that I did love like the mixing of the lame with this corset, and I believe she also had a reference to some god, I believe, right? She said Oshun was the reference.
I think so.
OSHUN.
I hate this look. I think it's so ugly.
That's
It's just
crazy.
materials glued together and a fucking thing coming out of her fupa. Like, girl, what is this?
For me, I kind of just didn't have an opinion on it. I think by this point I was so taken away with Irene's and Bosco's, I kind of was like, oh.
Mm.
And also Olivia's. I kind of just didn't have an opinion on Aja, so I'm sorry, I don't really have a lot to say here.
I didn't really. I mean, I'm sure the symbols mean something, but I think that there could have been like if the thing is that like oh from the front you look like one thing and the back is supposed to gag you. I wasn't really gagged by the back because it's just like rhinestone symbols onto like a standard black mesh in the back. And I think
Yeah, literally.
that it should have been more impressive than the front, and this was not. Like, I'm sure that the symbols mean something, and that's lovely, but just putting rhinestones on in that symbol is just not doing it for me. It seems like it was an afterthought. Overall, though, it will be a bucket from me.
It's a bucket for me
It's a
too.
flop from me.
Now, last but not least,
Should I go first? Since you have
yes.
the most to say. Honestly, my biggest thing was if you have a coming and going theme and your name is Phoenix, to me, the most obvious thing, and yes, it is on the nose, but it's so simple and effective, is to literally do a resurrected Phoenix look, like have a decayed Phoenix in the front and then a summoned Phoenix in the back. Like that would have been so gaggy. That would have been so puss. That would have been to your name. I feel like it would be on the nose, but also unexpected because none of us could expect what we saw that night. I feel like you guys will say what I'm thinking, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I don't like it. Don't like either version. Too much going on. There's just a lot happening. And then, like, there's a lot happening in the front, not enough in the back. And I just, I don't know. Like, it's a lot. I don't like that the sun has weird, like, the things are bending at the top and the side. It doesn't look, it looks like a first year design student made this as practice for their thesis. And you just took the thing and ran with it. Um, yeah, that's all I have to say.
I think it's hideous and horrible. And I think that just because you tie a sob story into something ugly, it kind of makes the judges not want to critique you. I don't think it looks good visually. It looks cheap. It looks extremely costumey. And also like it's just completely unflattering in every way. Her hair, her makeup, her outfit, like it's not giving.
I think it's a joke that she's even been cast on this season because how are you going to bring this back? Honestly, you could have brought back Mimi M first, even bring back fucking Alyssa Summers, bring back Magnolia Crawford, bring back fucking Serena Chacha again. I don't care. Those girls would give more respect to this show than this bitch does because she doesn't take the challenges seriously and she clearly doesn't take the runway seriously either. The whole concept of this, by the way, in case you guys didn't clock it from how hideous it is, because how could you see past that? It's supposed to be like a fucking storm cloud in the front. Her boobs have like lightning marks, and then her hair is supposed to be the clouds. And then she's
Girl.
supposed to be sunny in the back with the sun. But you know why that flops? Is because, again, it's the same critique that I had for Asha. I feel like she just had this gown and then just commissioned someone to make an ugly, botched sun in the back just so she could have a concept. And it was so horrible. And going off of what Yara said, I am so done with fucking sad excuses for your ugly outfit. What does your dead sister have to do with an ugly outfit at all? Do not blame your dead sister for the ugly outfit. She's already rolling in the grave. What, you want her to take the insults from this outfit too? I'm sorry. If I was her sister and I heard her saying, "Oh, this is dedicated to me," girl, I'd die again. Could you imagine if I died and Yara came onto the runway with a fucking green ugly ass mess and she's like, "Yeah, this is in dedication to Hamza, my best friend. He like passed away." I would come out of the fucking grave and shake her head and break it up. We don't even know if it's dedicated to the sister. Like she could have fully just made that up because she was getting critiqued.
No, literally, because
She's not here to defend herself. What, are we gonna go to the crematorium and like lay the ashes out and ask them? And with how much and with the amount of effort she put into her sob story, even if she put like an ounce of that into a look, maybe she would have done well. But you know, condolences to her dead sister. At least she doesn't have to stare at the looks for the rest of the season like we do.
I give it a flop.
Oh girl, the floppiest flop.
Yeah, it's a flop for me too.
So let's move on to the lip sync. So the top two of this week were Irene and Bosco, which I agreed with. I agreed with
course.
it. Like that was my top two as well.
Yes, the earth is round. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think anyone even came close to those two. And we were kind of hoping that the lip sync song would be Murder on the Dance Floor because that was the name of the challenge.
Yeah.
So like it would have been such a missed opportunity if they didn't. Yeah. But yeah, you guys go first and then I will just
So for me, first thing, love Bosco's runway outfit. Well, lip sync outfit. Gorgeous. It's giving Poochie, like the Poochie in the 60s, the silhouette. That expensive white woman caftan. Absolutely love the down. Love the hair. She just nails a swirly updo. On Irene's lip sync is she's giving Hannah Montana down. The wig, the outfit.
The wig.
It was giving Hannah Montana. I remember when I was in Australia, this is like way back in the day. They were selling these Hannah Montana wigs for girls, or like I guess any kids to buy. So you could be Hannah Montana. It looked like that wig.
Hannah Montana.
It literally looked like that wig. Yes, best of both worlds. Diva, non-binary queen, exactly. I mean, again, Irene is just proving that time and time again she's not really the best performer. Which is why she went home the first episode in her season, and it's why she lost last week and this week for the extra point. Bosco, however, was giving a little bit of Coco Montrese a la Paula, as if she was Paula Abdul herself. And she was also giving Take Me Home from the season 5 lip sync as well, the Cher song, which is one of my favorite lip syncs of all time. When the dress starts
Yes.
flowing around. I just love a queen that knows how to use fabric and movement to their ability. I think it's a big thing. I think it's like a very evolved fashion queen to do.
Yes.
I just love boobs.
Oh,
That's
I
your one
forgot
note
she
on the
did
lip sync.
that. Yes, body was
Yes.
so tea, but I was so taken away by the kaftan.
I don't know. I feel like for me with lip syncs normally, like, don't crucify me, but they don't like gag me unless they're like
Yeah.
fucking breaking their puss on the floor and like doing the most. Because other than that, it's like, okay, like I can do what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Then do
I don't
it.
find them to be like the make or break unless they're doing something actually good. Like
Hmm.
if you're just prancing around the stage, twirling with your arms out, like, okay, what now?
Yeah. I do agree with what Yara saying. I don't think it was like the best lip sync by any means, but I did think, and maybe it's just because I'm biased, I think Bosco performing is so captivating just from
Mhm.
the way that she like paints as well. Like her look is very severe in the face, and that like lends itself to like you being captivated to her. I think she also like paced her performance so well, where she started off with the caftan, then she did like those Coco Montrese like sleeve movements with the caftan,
Mhm.
and then she ended up with like taking off the caftan. So like she had layers. Like she started with this, and then
Yeah.
it wasn't like she was just consistently one way through, just like doing one thing, which is what Irene was doing. Girl, Irene, love you down. You're so talented, diva. You need some lip syncing classes, or like maybe just take lip syncing out of your style of drag, because I couldn't take the nogging. And every time Irene performs, it just looks like she's telling kids to get off her lawn every single
Please.
time. It just looks like, because she literally is just like shooing them away, shoo them away, shoo them away, do the windmill, do three steps, shoo them away, shoo them away. Like it's such a rehearsed like thing, and she did the exact same thing last time too. I do think that like Bosco like did well. Did
Yeah.
she eat her down, demolish her like the Aza did last time? No, but she did good. Like there was no debating it. Like I said, I think Irene will win possibly a lot more challenges, but I don't think she has a chance of winning a single lip sync. Who's your pick to win currently?
Bosco.
I would say Bosco or Irene.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
same.
Yeah, for me, it's between Bosco and Aja, simply because I like Irene, unless she like surprises me with a lip sync, I just don't know how that's gonna go. I'm actually quite excited about the next one. I'm
I
excited about
just
the
want
next
Deja
episode.
off my screen. Please get her off.
Watch her make the bracket. But overall, this episode was a big upgrade from I think the previous episode. I
Yes.
enjoyed it a lot. The runways honestly have been quite mid. I expected a lot more from Aja, I won't lie, in terms of runways, because she did so well in All Stars 3. So I don't know
Did
what's up with
she?
that. But yes, her runways I really liked on All Stars 3. Um but Irene and Bosco are holding their own for the runway girls, so that's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, I'm excited to see who gets the chop. I'm sure they'll do some stupid ass like twist that they always love
That's what
doing.
I was
But
thinking.
I'm praying and hoping for the best for my girls. And yeah, you guys
Same.
don't forget to tune into next week. We will be here as always. We always just switch around the third person, I guess, but we too will be here. Don't you worry.
Oh,
And we will
yes.
see you next time. Bye.